Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I offer my humble obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udirayet. Before reciting Srimad Bhagvatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author of Srimad Bhagavatam. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki. By regular attendance in the classes on Srimad Bhagavatam and by rendering service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the Personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, dear Vaishnavas, for joining. We are almost towards the last few verses of chapter 8. Lord Narasimhadev slays the king of demons, Hiranyakashipu. So the last section of this is basically prayers by different personalities who are glorifying Lord Narasimhadev for helping them to restore the normal course of duties, and everyone is very happy when their Hiranyakashipu, who was torturing them, has been killed and the normal system has been restored. So let's study text number 55. Shri Kinnara uchuhu Vayam Isha Kinnara Ganas Tavanguna Ditti Jaina Vishtim Amuna Anukaritaha Bhavata Haresa Brajino Vasdito Narasimhanatha Vibhavaya Nobhava. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Kinnaras said, O Supreme Controller, we are ever-existing servants of your Lordship, but instead of rendering service to you, we were engaged by this demon in his service, constantly and without remuneration. The sinful man has now been killed by you. Therefore, O Lord Narasimhadev, our Master, we offer our respectful obeisance unto you. Please continue to be our patron. So, quite straightforward, like other personalities were praying, that how Narasimhadev has been killed and the system has been restored back. Like we read, Yakshas were carrying the palanquin. So all these are very special beings. They are not ordinary humans or ordinary jivas. They are special, very, very powerful jivas. And they were all employed without remuneration. That means they were constantly serving without getting anything in return. Well, that kind of service is good for the Supreme Lord. But for serving demoniac personalities, will anyone like to go to their jobs without pay? No one. No one wants to work without pay. But service is different. Service is an act of expression of love, like how a mother does not get paid by the child or the father. Oh, you're taking care of the child, now here is your money. Mother does selfless service 24/7. But here the Kinnaras are happy because they can serve their true master, not the so-called master Hiranyakashipu, but their true master, Lord Narasimhadev or Lord Krishna. So they're very happy in this situation. We are ever existing servants. Jivara Sarupa Krishna Nityadas. That's the constitutional position of everyone. Ever existing servant. Any other comments anyone has or questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandot Pranam. In this verse, the Kinnaras are saying they were working without remuneration. So it's like they were working without getting paid. And then in the last line they say, please continue to be our patron. So are they more like a Sakama Bhakta where they're asking the Lord for benedictions?
Well, we have discussed this point that we will study Prahlad Maharaj's prayers also. Prahlad Maharaj, although he was in much difficult situation compared to any of these were not tortured to the extent Prahlad Maharaj was tortured. We know that. But Prahlad Maharaj, of course, that will come later, but he never prayed that, thank you for killing Hiranyakashipu, thank you, now I can, be peaceful, now no one will attempt to kill me. Or what are they saying? Oh, we were, carrying palanquins, now that has been, no, we don't have to carry palanquin anymore. Or we were serving under Hiranyakashipu's regime, we don't have to serve. Prahlad Maharaj never said like that. He never complained. So certainly the level of devotion of Prahlad Maharaj, his Uttama Bhakti was much higher compared to any of these here. So yeah, but I would not categorize anyone in any. But yes, on a superlative degree, it's not pure devotion. Pure devotion is exhibited in Prahlad Maharaj's words. So it's tinged devotion, tinged with karma, tinged with jnana, tinged with other things. It's certainly not at the level of Prahlad Maharaj, but they're still devotees. They are very dear to the Lord. Lord is dear to them. Does that make sense, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you very much.
Haribo, Hare Krishna, this is Bhadra. Done with everybody. As far as what I have known that, or I've heard that, yes, they are the Sakam Bhaktas because they have some desire to get something for what they are doing. And yes, and all this, they are great personalities. They are not like us, not like me, ordinary here on the Earth planet. But at the same time, they have that desire to. They are devotees also, but it's, as you mentioned, it's just not a pure devotional service. So yes, I have heard they are also considered Sakamba, although they are demigods also. They have some desire to get. They have position. So yes, that's what my understanding is. That's what I have heard. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. And we read in the previous chapters, Narayana, Ayana are many devotees of Narayana, but Narayana, Parayana, very, very rare. Muktanam, api siddhanam, Narayana Parayana Sudurlabha Prashantatma Kotishvapi Mahamuni. Amongst the Muktanam, amongst the Siddhas, a complete pure devotee like Prahlad Maharaj is very, very rare. So, yes. Okay, let's read the last verse. Would someone like to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I would like to read.
Yes, please.
Text 56. Glorious to Srila Prabhupada. Sri Vishnu Parshada Uchu Advaitad Dhari Nara Rupam Adbhutam Te Prishtam Naha Sharanada Sarvaloka Sharma Soyam Te Vidhi Kara Isha Vipra Saptas Tasyedam Nidhanam Anugrahaya Vidmaha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki Jai. The associates of Lord Vishnu in Vaikunta offered this prayer. O Lord, our supreme giver of shelter, today we have seen your wonderful form as Lord Narasimhadev, meant for the good fortune of all the world. O Lord, we can understand that Hiranyakashipu was the same Jaya who engaged in your service but was cursed by Brahmanas and who thus received the body of a demon. We understand that his having now been killed is your special mercy upon him. Purport. Hiranyakashipu's coming to this earth and acting as the Lord's enemy was prearranged. Jaya and Vijaya were cursed by the Brahmanas Sanaka, Sanatkumara, Sanandana and Sanatana because Jaya and Vijaya checked these 4 Kumaras. The Lord accepted this cursing of his servants and agreed that they would have to go to the material world and would then return to Vaikunta after serving the term of the curse. Jaya and Vijaya were very much perturbed, but the Lord advised them to act as enemies, for then they would return after 3 births. Otherwise, ordinarily, they would have to take 7 births. With this authority, Jaya and Vijaya acted as the Lord's enemies. And now that these 2 were dead, all the Vishnudutas understood that the Lord's killing of Hiranyakashipu was special mercy bestowed upon them. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 7th canto, 8th chapter of the Srimad Bhagvatam, entitled Lord Narasimhadeva slays the king of the demons. So here this text 56, wonderful translation and purport by Prabhupada. So here all the associates of Lord Vishnu giving him prayer, offered their prayers and obeisances to the Lord, and saying that how supreme is the Lord, and who is Jaya and Vijaya. And we came to know here that Jaya and Vijaya are the doorkeepers of Lord Vishnu in Golok Dham, and they are cursed by these 4 Kumaras. And so this Jaya Vijaya actually asked to the Lord that they can come back quickly if they become the demons in 3 births. And their 3 births are in Satyajug. They born as Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, and then Tretajug they born as Kumbhakarna and Ravan, and in the Dapur Jug they born as Shishupala and Dantabakra. So so these are their 3 births. So that's what is explained here. And so finally they are going to the abode of Lord Vishnu, and they are freed of their curse. So back to you, Prabhuji. Please add or correct if I'm saying anything wrong.
Thank you, Mataji, for reading. I think few days back someone was asking this was Jaya Hiranyakashipu or Vijaya Hiranyakashipu. So Prabhupada is answering that in the translation. Hiranyakashipu was the same Jaya. That means Hiranyaksha was Vijaya, the 2 doorkeepers. And the famous story, which we have heard many times, is coming again, that they didn't want to be bereft of Lord's association for 7 birds. The 2 options were, okay, become a devotee by 7 birds, but being a demon, you take 3 birds. So they chose the 3 birth option, so that they can be back with the Lord sooner than later. And of course, as we discussed, it's all a Krishna's divine arrangement, because he likes to fight. The rasa, or the mellow of chivalry. Whom will he fight with? So he has to send his, entourage. So Jaya and Vijaya are part of his entourage. So he sent them so that they can act like a demoniac person, but actually they are devotees. And very nice point, that having now been killed is your special mercy upon him. Again and again, this whole canto started with this point: is God partial? The beginning of this canto was with this question. And again that's coming, that it is not, God is not partial, Krishna is not partial, even though he kills Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyakashipu, etc. It is his special mercy upon them. Actually, it is actually his causeless mercy, his very kind mercy. And blessed are those who are killed by the Lord personally. So it's not an ordinary thing. So again shows his equipoised nature towards everyone. Okay, this brings us to the end of this chapter. Anyone has any other comments or questions? Anyone would like to share any comments, any reflections from this chapter? Something inspired you, something struck you? Any questions? Yes, Prabir.
And as you were saying that Lord sent Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, his devotees. One of the reasons is that he gave us the examples of the mentality of the Hiranyakashipu. So he was saying that when we say that Narasimhadev, please protect us, what Narasimhadev should protect us? He was saying, Maharaj was saying that he should protect our Guru Bhakti, our Gauranga Bhakti, prevent us from going to philosophical misconception, prevent us from our tendency to lording over the material nature, other creatures. So he was saying, Maharaj was saying that one of the reasons that this pastime to teach the living entities, human beings, what the Hiranyakashipu's mentality is, and how we can take shelter of Lord Narasimhadev, so that he can protect us from this kind of desire or thinking. I just want to share about Hare Krishna that.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Anyone else would like to share any thoughts, comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. The question I have it, when we say that Lord is not partial, basically when it comes to the demigods, Lord don't kill them, but the demons, Lord kills them. In the return of that, they get a mercy, they go back to the Godhead. But were they always merge into the Brahma Jyoti, like the case in the Shishupal? We know that. it was happened that way, but I'm not sure about here the Hiranyakashipu and others who acted as a demon role. So I was just curious to understand that point actually.
Yes, it's a very good question. Couple of things to clarify here. Number one, it seems in our limited understanding again, if the judge gives a punishment to someone, sentenced to death, you get a reward for $5,000. Naturally, because of our limited perception, it will seem that judge is partial. So, but it's not like that. The judge example is given. To your next point, Shishupal, etc., we discussed this point that they went to Brahmajyoti, but it was like an interim, like a stop. For example, you're going from Tallahassee to Alachua, and you may stop at a gas station, but that's not your destination. You want to go to Alachua Temple. So it's like that. We read that very, very clearly in Prabhupada's purports. So ultimately, those special souls, especially like Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, Shishupal, Dantavakra, etc., they go to their original position, Jaya Vijay or Putna going back home as Dhatri, mother. But yeah, in most situations, they may go to the Brahmajyoti aspect of the Lord. So that's the other difference. Based on what's one's relationship, based on what's one's intensity of love or hatred towards the Lord. We read that even one may hate the Lord like anything. One could it's also one of the form of, but that's not the recommended ways. But yes, many demons do like that, and they ultimately they're thinking of him, Yenikin Prakarina. But as aspiring sadhakas, we don't aspire in that direction. So just to clarify that, it's not that Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha or Shishupal went to Brahmajyoti. They went back home to their real position. And what good is, getting some favor and being back into the material world? So let's not just see short term. Short term, we may see, Indra was helped. What happened next? The same Indra can be, become Indra Gopa. There in the Brahma Samhita, Indra Gopa, tiny insect as Indra Gopa name. So, and you know how the story, Indra becomes a big, and he's too much entangled. So we see from very short perspective, the demigods were helped by the Lord, and the demons were killed by the Lord. But Krishna has a long-term vision from the eternity perspective. So from the eternity perspective, yes, he was killed. Hiranyakashipu was killed, and Indra and all were kind of happy. But from long-term perspective, Jaya and Vijay back home to their original position. But Indra and all, we don't know what's there next. One can become Indra, one can become Brahma, one can again fall down into the material world, one can again fall down into the lowest of the material world. So, does that make sense?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji.
Dandavat Pranam. So to answer Kiti Mataji's husband, I think, asked the question. May I please add, in addition to what Shubha Vilasko and Prabhu nicely said, the people who were trying to fight Arjuna and Krishna also saw Krishna at the last moment of while they were dying, the opposite side, and they also definitely attained a better destination. Shishupal, yes, he merged in the body, but there are so many different kinds of destinations different demons have achieved. Putana, she became, she obviously got a position of nurse in the Goloka Vrindavan. And if we read the Krishna chapter, there are a few other demons and their destination is mentioned. So everybody gets different destination, and Jagai and Madai became pure devotees. And that's the fourth incarnation of Jaya and Vijay. So it's different folks, different strokes. Krishna gives according to what you desire and deserve. And as far as the realization from this chapter, in the wake of current situation, it seems like eternity when we are in a difficult situation. This COVID, and then the youth is disturbed because of the Black Lives Matter. Even many devotees are really disturbed, and it seems like endless. It seems like when is normal going to return? And Hiranyakashipu appears in 2 minutes with like a flicker of a finger, like they say. Krishna just raises a finger, Prabhupada also says here. And everything is back to normal. Nagalokas, their wives are returned. Indra is happy. Yakshas are no more palanquin carriers. Everybody goes back to Rishis can do the tapasya. Indra is happy. Brahma is happy. Yeah. So everybody can go back to normal, to their natural proclivity, to really be where they were in devotional service, undisturbed, peaceful. So Krishna can do everything so fast. He can kill such a big demon, and he still all the conditions that Brahma, all the benedictions that Brahma gave, all the conditions were completely satisfied. And Krishna, if Rakhe Krishna Mare Krishna Rakhe ke. So if Krishna decides to save us devotees, then who is going to kill us? Who is going to disturb us? And if Krishna decides, then there's no tomorrow. Back to you, Prabhu. Those were my realizations from this chapter. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. This is so deep. I like the different folks, different strokes. It's so nice. Thank you. Anyone else would like to share or add or ask anything?
Haribo, Hare Krishna. This is Bhadra. Nandini Mataji already mentioned the one point that how the Lord, even though the demigods gives the benediction to the demons, and Lord keeps that benediction as it is, but he does the more action in keeping continuation of the benediction which is given by the Brahma. So here is the same. Lord Brahma gave the benediction to Hiranyakashipu, and Lord Narasimhadev kept all those benedictions as it is. He didn't violate it. And same thing happened with Jarasandha, which we'll read further up probably. Jarasandha was, as you know, he had fought 17 times with Krishna. And Krishna finally, Krishna and Balaram finally left. And they went to Dwarka and overnight established Dwarkapuri. Jarasandha Singh thought they are killed. Now every time Jarasandha was a personality who was a worshipper of the Brahmanas. So every time Jarasandha was going to fight, he would get the blessings of the Brahmanas. And the Brahmanas would bless him that you will get victory. But 17 times he went and he was defeated every time. So it's the 16th time. So last time when Jarasandha was asking the blessings of the Brahmanas gave the blessing, but Jarasandha told them that, look, this time if I'm defeated, you all be chopped off, finished, all the Brahmanas. And Krishna knew about that. And that's why Krishna's 17th time, when Jarasandha came, Krishna wanted to protect his devotees, Brahmanas. Huh? So he just, and Balaram was going to kill Jarasandha. Krishna said, no. We don't, this is not a time, this is not the right time for him to be killed. So Krishna and Balaram just, went to Rancho, it's called Rancho, living the battle. So this is the way Krishna does. He keeps the promise, he protects his devotee, and at the same time, he also, for the demigods, if they give some benedictions, then he keeps those benedictions as it is. But then, here in this case also, Brahma will come. Narasimhadev will tell Brahma, don't give this benediction like this anymore in the future. This is what Krishna does, and this is what he did here in this case with the kept all benediction. It's interesting how Krishna acts. That's why he's a supreme intelligent, isn't it? Supreme powerful, supreme intelligent. Thank you. Vaibhav.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Anyone else before we move on?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandas Pranam. Very nice reflections and very nice summary by all you and all the devotees. So the point, of course, all the points are very nice, but here we can see that the demonic nature, they don't see even if it's a son or, they always wanted to, but in the other place, Prahlad Maharaj, even though, he was his son, very small age, but he was always feeling good and, always wanted to teach the devotees, the demonic sons, and also his own father who was trying to kill, but he was going to protect, he wanted the protection for his father. So we can see that many cases like, Indradumna Maharaj, Vitrasura, everyone, even though they were in a difficult situation, they were always equipoised and, never thought of anything else and always were, glorifying the Lord. That's my understanding. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Sudhir Prabhu. Very nice. Okay. Here is one. Yes, I'm Srinastro.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very nice reflection from everyone. What I really got struck with this from this chapter is how the Lord comes and protects his devotee against all odds. It was almost impossible to kill Hiranyakashipu with all his boons, and one might think that there is no way that this person can kill or one situation can change. So it's easy for people to lose faith, and we know how Prahlad Maharaj never lost faith. He was always very steadfast in his bhakti, and he didn't care about any consequence. But in contrast, we see the demigods, when Hiranyakashipu slipped away from Narasimhadev for a minute, when Narasimhadev himself made like a snake, allowed a snake to slip away from Garuda, just like that. When he slipped away, all the demigods were so anxious because they wanted Hiranyakashipu to die. but with a simple that move, it shows the difference of the faith of Prahlad Maharaj and the demigods here. And the Lord actually came and killed Hiranyakashipu finally by breaking all the odds, neither kill with something that's neither alive or dead, neither morning or night, neither inside nor outside. So taking care of all those conditions, the Lord exhibited this great incarnation, especially to protect his devotee Prahlad. And we always see why Narasimhadev is always worshipped, because he's always protecting the devotee. That's why we see Narasimhadev is worshipped a lot. We don't see a lot of worship of Valsya, Kurma, Varaha, etc. Because this particular incarnation is so merciful and is ready to protect the devotee from all the odds. And I feel that is why we should all surrender to Narasimhadev. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Very nice comments. This is one of the biggest sections of Srimad Bhagvatam. It's still 2 more chapters. So there's a memory verse in this chapter for those who like to learn verses. Text number 17 in the Bhagavad Ratnamala. Satyam vidhatu nijabhritya bhashitam vyaptim cha bhuteshu akhileshu chatmanaha adrishyata ati adbhuta rupamudvahan stambhe sabhayam namrigam namanusham. I really like this verse. The words are also not very difficult. To keep the promise of his devotee. Nija bhritya. Nija means one's. Bhritya means servant. Bhashita means the word spoken by the devotee Prahlad Maharaj, who said, "Oh, my Lord is everywhere." What about this pillar? Every pillar my Lord is present. So much faith he had in the Lord. Vyaptim cha bhuteshu akhileshu. Akhila. Akhila means everywhere. All. Chatmanaha. Vyaptim, he's present. Adrishya ati adbhuta rupam. Adbhuta, ati adbhuta. Very, very wonderful rupa. Stambe, from a pillar. Sabhayam, in that assembly. Na mrigam, na manusham. Not a lion, not a man. Half man, half lion. So in that purport, Prabhupada says a very nice point and very small, few words, but I really like that. And whenever we feel low, whenever we feel sad, whenever we feel life is not going right, and just remember, don't worry, I am present here. Just close our eyes and just for a moment think like that. Don't worry, I am present here. I'm present here means I am present here for you. My dear child, the Lord is saying this, don't worry, I am present here for you. Just thinking like that itself gives so much relief. Whenever we feel low, whenever we feel dejected, whenever we feel cheated, or things are not going right, what will happen? The world is going, this will happen. Just we close our eyes, meditate upon this pastime, how Narasimhadev comes to help Prahlad. Don't worry, I am present for you. Just thinking like that will change our mind, will change our emotions, and I really find it very, very wonderful. Any other comments before we stop? Let's take some more comments before we kind of jump to the next chapter. It's almost time. Anyone else? Any other comments, reflections, questions? Anyone, anything you would like to share before we stop today?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
I just want to reflect one word you said last, like you said, Lord's causeless mercy on Joy Vijay. And in not this chapter, previous chapter, Srila Prabhupada mentioned in one place that Lord's causeless mercy is when he depends on his devotees. That is his causeless mercy. So we can see that Lord is usually, he is Atmaram. I mean, he can enjoy by himself, but he wants to enjoy with his devotees. And you were mentioning, and I was just thinking that you mentioned that what is his causeless mercy, Joy Vijay, that he fought with them. He enjoyed his chivalry. So I just wanted to share.
Thank you, Prabhu. Very nice. Anyone else?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. As in the Hiranyakashipu pastime, when he was asking the boon to Lord Brahma, he asked everything, but he still forgot that Lord Varahadev killed his brother, and he was also like half man and half Varaha avatar. But with his ignorance and that, he forgot. And in both the cases, Lord tricked them and he relieved them from that demon body. That's what I add. Thank you.
Yeah, well, actually, Lord Vara was a boar incarnation. We say Varahadev is boar incarnation. So it's not mentioned as half boar, half man. It's actually mentioned as boar incarnation. And actually, that's the first thing Hiranyakashipu asked for. I don't want to be killed by an animal. Because he was remembering.
In the some of the picture they showed Prabhu like Narayana and half like part like a boar incarnation, right? Means in the Dashavatara, if you say, they show like a Narayana, and like for Matsya Avatar also they showed like that. So maybe you are right.
So Mataji, Kirti Mataji, that is just like Lord Krishna shows in the Brahma Vimohan Leela, where Krishna is sitting as every Gopa. If you see that picture, Mataji, in the Krishna book. Yeah, so it's just like showing that Krishna is the same, but there are two different entities. So it's just showing that yes, Krishna is appearing as Varaha, or Krishna is appearing as every Gopa, or Krishna is appearing as every calf. But there are two pictures, just to show that Krishna has appeared. That's why it shows. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for always nicely sharing. Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you, Mataji.
Thank you so much. Yes, but
Hare Krishna. Haribol. But as far as in the Brahma Vimohan Leela, Krishna is expanded. Krishna is not appear in some other form. Krishna himself expanded, and that was Krishna himself in everything. Here in this case, Krishna is not expanding. Krishna is coming as an incarnation. There is a complete difference here. Please keep that in mind.
Yes, Guru. I'm just talking about the picture.
Yeah, but
yes,
what I'm saying is that, what I'm saying is that in the Krishna Leela, it is Krishna is expanding as all the cowherd boys and cows and the calves. So please keep that in mind. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. So Hiranyakashipu, with all his intelligence, with all his strength, ultimately was dead. Okay, so we will stop here and continue tomorrow with the next chapter, which is a full chapter full of Prahlad Maharaj's wonderful prayers. So we will see that tomorrow. Kantra Srimad Bhagvatam ki jai, Shri Narasimhadev Bhagwan ki jai, Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Samavita Gaura Bhaktavinda ki jai. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.